Morning, Barrister Onyinchi. Please, I want to ask, in a case where the tradition is not really known by one of the partners and the partner asks their parents, and they also say there is nothing serious about the tradition, lo and behold, after the marriage, boom, they come up with a tradition that is not convenient. What do you do in such a case?
What do you do in such a case where you find yourself in a place where some strange tradition and culture is thrown at you after the marriage? They did not inform you. That is obtaining under false pretenses. They knew probably that if you knew about that tradition, you wouldn't have agreed. So they made sure you had signed the dotted lines and agreed. So immediately you leave the marriage. Immediately you leave the marriage. I have a friend who, she got married to this gentleman, and she saw that at the back of the house there was a place where it looked like a well that they raised up, and it was just, she kept asking that what is there. I said that the grandfather was something, and that was where they used to. And she said, okay, no problem. After marriage, she now saw that early in the morning, the mother would wear some certain robes and take all kinds of red oil, all kinds of plants, and then they told her to follow. That, this is a family tradition. And she said no. And it became an issue, an outright confrontation that she must. Then the husband comes out and she said, what is this? The husband said, just obey her. Oh, I said, yes. I said, yes. Have you unpacked your clothes? He said, I said, you pack your bags and get out of there. You have to drink this, you have to put this on your body, you have to rub this, you have to kneel here and be back on one. Please, if you are in marriage and the tradition is killing you, and one of either the wife or the husband is holding on to the tradition to the detriment of your safety, of your sanity, imposing difficult processes on you, leave, because that is not what you signed up for. You did not sign up for tradition, you signed up for marriage.
All right, another message on WhatsApp. Good morning, Mr. Olumide and Onyinchi. It's good to be able to reach the platform this morning. I want to ask if there's any way families and friends can see through a woman who's hiding a marital issue. This person says that he suspects that his immediate elder sister is having issues with hiding it. And sadly, he can't visit to have a closer peek because he's presently in Abia State and she's in Lagos. So are there signs? Are there tell signs?
Well, some people are really, you cannot know. And we don't have this magic crystal that you can see into people's. So if you are not sure, then investigate. That's all.
Alright, good morning. My name is Ola. I was in an abusive relationship. It was both emotional and physical. And guess what? The man will say he saw his mother go through a lot in the hands of his dad. So as a man, he was free to do whatever he wanted. He was having kids from different women. She says that to save herself and her child, she refused to marry him and she moved back to her family house, and she grew up with so much wealth, so she does not want her daughter having that kind of life.
Can you see what I'm talking about? And she
vowed not to have another child. Instead, she raised this one.
Can you see what I'm talking about? Because the husband was raised in that kind of way, he saw it as a way of life.
Good morning, Onyinchi and Barrister. Pastor Off. How are you doing? It is exciting hearing from you again after a while. He says, I just want to say all the great things to you. Hello, good morning, sir. I lost a primary school mate through tradition. This girl was pregnant and grandfather due to the fact that he hadn't been died before him. On the day of burial, she was told to leave the house that she wouldn't do anything to that age. That if she did, she would die. Nothing, the girl thought nothing would happen to her. She did another message saying one young man in some traditions were made with blood covenant. All these things happen in let's head back to the phone lines. But before then, I'm going to see what Twitter is saying. Let me see what Twitter is saying. I mean, someone just tagged us earlier on and dropped an emoji. I don't know, maybe an emoji of disbelief. I'm not sure what that was about. But at Nigeria Info FM is the handle on Twitter. Let's head over to phone lines. Good morning. Thank you for calling. Apologies. Hello. Good morning. 99.3.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for calling. Who are we speaking with, please?
Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah.
Awesome.
Most of these traditions are actually designed to suppress women. I know when I lost my 6-year brother, they wanted to subject the wife, to unnecessary part of hair, duties, and so on and so forth. And I told them to keep my hair. If the hair is not then otherwise, if the hair is not willing to, and if there is two or three willing to make them happen, and then practice that. And I usually nothing happens. So, go away. The reason I have for marriage is not that for investment, not that very. And they know that, myself, I do not have to. But when I saw this guy, and then the whole share out,
They shed her to you. Wow.
Yeah, just outright. Thank you very much for calling. Thank you so much. I had to let you go. You did your time there, but thank you. And I didn't get your name.
They share
Like it's
you
proper.
to somebody.
Like it's
Like a cupcake.
99.3. Good morning. Thank you for calling. Good morning. Who am I speaking with, please?
The belief is that when you are around them, like during the week, you are not supposed to be until like around 12 midnight. They will step out as soon as done.
Okay.
They step out and come in after 12. But I want to tell them, when they travel abroad, they are in very big aircraft. You must have been with them the whole night. So most of traditional rulers who are not, know them, they don't travel out, even from around there. And that time they'll tell you when you cross the sea, something falls. But these days they are starting to make things that you can. So you find out that some of these things, they don't really hold water. Even some of our programs are Indian, those things. When they tell you that you don't find the time from the market, and then when the wind blows, you carry you and your wrapper. People don't wear wrapper again. They now wear their jeans. And then they say, let your daughter out, and they will follow you. Nobody. So most times they are broke. They see them. They don't marry, they don't marry.
Thank you so much. Your 1 minute is done. Thank you very much for
I
calling.
can guarantee you that if these traditions affected men the same way it affected women, men will not complain.
The way women do
The
things.
women are just they are the ones to be shouting and crying and propounding and tormenting the life of a newly born wife. This is not, and these are people that suffered the same thing. They would inflict the same thing.
Someone came on Twitter said that you want to call them about something.
Yeah, in fact, if you had seen us on Instagram, you'd have seen that I almost jumped on Onyinchi, you know, like a spider. Like Onyinchi, you just be running from spiders now.
99.3, good morning. Thank you so much for calling.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Who are we speaking with, please?
This is Happiness.
Happiness. Could you please turn off your radio? Move further away from your radio.
Oh, wow.
Just turning it off. All right. Thank you, Happiness. 1 minute, please. Go ahead, Happiness. Go ahead, Happiness. You have 1 minute.
Yes.
Thank you. Good morning.
Please, I have a neighbor in my area where I stay at Maui. This lady, she works in Lagos. Her husband is jobless, but she's the one that bought the everything. She built the house. But the husband, whenever she comes back from work, the husband will ask her to pull her pint. With the flaming her, he will beat her up that she has gone to sleep with his man. But this lady, she's washing clothes for people in Lagos. That's the work she does to earn money for her family. She's the one sponsoring the only child she has for this man. And I gave the woman Mr. Olude's number that she should call for help. I don't know, maybe she has done that.
No, she hasn't. She hasn't.
The woman, she's starting through him. The next time that she told me the husband would use cutlass to chase her.
Does she have family? Does she have brothers? Does she have sisters?
Yeah,
And-
she has
and- Aha. You see.
Build now is that she built house. But it's
Isn't
just-
that what they also? Please,
Thank you very much for
you
calling
can
again.
reach me out and, She
For the
doesn't-
people who uphold these traditions, who are important to that someone who's coming to Lagos to check and ensure that the wrong is safe. I wonder, I mean, I don't know, I wonder if you watch the video. I mean,
what they cannot tell their own children to take, they will tell you to take. What they cannot take, they would sit down in their homes, eat and sleep. And then you call them, that uncle, he has started again, she has started again. You say, don't worry, it will be fine. Every marriage has their own. Just come. He's sleeping on his own bed. And it is people that are not suffering what you are suffering that will be giving you advice. At times, you even go to report an abuser to another abuser, not knowing that what your husband is doing or what your wife is doing is the same thing this one that you are going to report to is doing to the. It's amazing.
99.3, who's on the line? Nobody's there. Good morning, 99.3. Thank you for calling. Thank you for calling.
Good morning.
Welcome, David. You have 1 minute. Please go on.
I want to is there any difference between traditional marriage and engagement? Because I know you are Yoruba, and marriage in Yoruba is called Igbeyawo, while engagement is called Idan. Because this confuses a lot of people. They take traditional marriage to be engagement, whereas they are different. What's the meaning about that?
Traditional marriage. Traditional marriage is when bride price has been paid, all the ceremonies done, and the woman given to the man. Engagement is more like that introduction we do. They introduce. When you now say engagement without once you're, because I've been to a place where their engagement was our introduction. Yes, in my own, I'm from Ondo, I'm from Akure. You understand, Akure North. So our own, what do you call it? Our own engagement was their own. Their own engagement was our introduction. It really had no bride price. It had nothing, but they came with all the. I don't understand. But once bride price has been paid, that satisfies the requirement for traditional marriage.
There are so many types of marriage.
Sir, let me just summarize it. Let their confusion not confuse you, sir. Once bride price has been paid, whatever ceremony bride price is paid is the traditional marriage. That is, listen, sir. Once you pay bride price, according to our law, let me tell you, there are only 2 laws that are recognized in the Constitution. So you follow your Constitution, you don't follow tradition. The Constitution recognizes court marriage and traditional marriage / Islamic marriage, Sharia marriage. Those are the only 3. And what are the components of a traditional marriage? What makes it valid? Payment of bride price. So once that is done, according to law, you are married. So if one tradition is saying, once the man says, I have paid her bride price, they are married in any courtroom. We can take this off. We can take this off air, sir.
Thank you so
Mr.
much.
David,
I'm so sorry.
I have given you that.
More than
Once bride price has been paid, the requirement of law has been satisfied.
All right, I'm going to head over to Twitter at Derek_Titus6 says, good morning, Sandman. Great work you are doing. I listen to your show every time and it's been very educative and impactful. Your show helped me heal fast from heartbreak last year. I'm fine now, thank you. Good to hear that you're fine, Derek. At Chine_Egeonu says, some traditional beliefs are as a result of crass ignorance. A missionary priest told a story of how a man and a woman who are SS married and their kids were dying. Later, the man married another lady. He now says, first wife is an Another tweet from Chine. Chine is calling me out on social media. Chine says, oh yeah, I'm upset with you ask me about something. He says, make now they follow ask of you. You know, Chine, first of all, I apologize. And I actually did think about it last week. So when I noticed you were tweeting, I just didn't voice it out. What's up? I owe you some drinks. Good morning, Barrister and Sis Onyinchi. One of my own anger is insisting a woman cuts her hair to what will happen when they be careful. You didn't even tell me your name, but this person goes ahead to say, wicked women propagate these traditions to prove wife material and for them not to be the only one who suffer. Tradition will keep you in its vicinity. You struggle and escape to green pastures, then they use charm to draw him back to where you made high. Tradition was made by men to caress their ego and subdue women. They believed were lesser beings. He says, tied to tradition, tradition says increase.
Let me tell you something. Someone asked a question that so they do not believe in their tradition and they got married, but the consequences of those things are happening to them. And he says, but they don't believe, so what exactly is the matter? Now, this is a problem. Where your parents have entered into an agreement on your behalf, where your parents have already subscribed to that tradition on your behalf, they have in fact dedicated their genealogy, all the children through them. So your first bring away from your tradition has to be from your father's house. That is your father or your mother, wherever they have subscribed and dedicated or consecrated their children, their offspring, to that tradition. So it's not just not believing in it, you have to go back to your father's house to disconnect from it. Wherever they swore or whatever was they told you go back. So that is what happens. Can we make it phone call?
I believe that we can in a few minutes while we take some more messages and conversation. The question for you, a very good morning to you. A woman left her marriage because of abuse. After she left her husband. I'm sorry, let's take that again. A very good morning to you. A woman left her marriage because of abuse. After she left, her husband brought in another woman who became more abusive to the children. Sarah, what is your take? You're doing a good job.
What you see, when it is abuse, you take your children. The only way a man can take children from the wife is by a court order, especially when they are young. The only way is, again, is if the woman is not able to provide the environment or not financially able to take care of the children. That is why I'm always telling people who are in abusive marriages to stop reproducing by gallons. You need to just stop, so that when you want to leave, you can take it. It's easy to take 1 and 2 and leave. But when you're carrying 4, 5, 6, where are you? With whose house do you want to go and increase the population census and all that? You understand? So, if in an abusive marriage, by default, a man cannot take, because they do at times to oppress the mothers with the children, except the man is able to prove otherwise, that he's not, but it is with a court order. So if, there are some men that are in abusive marriages, so don't let people think that when they are talking of domestic violence and abuse, it's only women. There are some men that are in abusive. I remember
someone you brought here.
That the wife beats.
He wasn't even married to the woman. He was enduring so much.
So the issue is that in cases of domestic violence, please make a police report. First of all, go and report.
All right. Okay, we have our special guest joining us via the phones on the line. Good morning. Can you hear me? Thank you so much for joining. My name is Onyinchi Ekumakama, calling you live. I'm sorry? You're calling me. I didn't call you. Technology. Okay, Isaac. So I dialed someone's number, but somehow you got through. But that's your great moment for you. Welcome, Isaac. Let's hear you in 1 minute, please. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Likewise.
Let me ask you some questions.
Okay.
Thank you. All right.
I got married to a community. I'm a woman. And then I was not told of any tradition, whatever. And then we married. And then shortly after the marriage, they started introducing their tradition to me. And I told them that courtesy says that I don't practice their tradition. She practices my tradition if there's going to be any. And since there was no tradition on the plate before we got married, I don't see why I should practice theirs. And they vehemently object to it. And then 10 months into the marriage, the mother came, picked her up, and then they left me. Now my question is this. Now it's been 3 years plus now. Almost 3 years now, since the left. I actually paid a bride price, married her, and then did the registry also.
All right, so I'm going to need you to please round off the story because of time.
I'm asking now.
Yes. All right.
Respect. So,
sorry, you moved on how? Okay. Sir, she left voluntarily, though she was escorted by her mother, and it's 3 years. According to law, you need 2 years separation before you can file for divorce. So she's been gone 3 years by no fault of your own. So why not just initiate a divorce process, and then you get a lawyer, you get a divorce petition. She abandoned the marriage. It's desertion. There are several grounds, and you move on. You move on. This does not stop you from having a relationship. This does not stop you from. But the only thing is that you cannot legally marry until your marriage certificate, your previous marriage certificate, has been revoked and annulled. So can we try that again?
After the break, because we have a few minutes to break, so we wouldn't be able to sustain that for as long as we want to. 99.3, good morning. Welcome, thank you so much for calling. Good morning, who am I speaking with, please? Welcome. All right, let's go. 1 minute, please. Oh, that's lovely. All right, go ahead, please.
Why is it always difficult? Most of all these women, maybe they get a problem about this, something about this Osu, or something about this Osu that you talk about. Why they don't want to tell people? Maybe
I don't understand that. Why they don't tell people how?
Most of them, they know that they come. Because you know that I come from Ekumakama, so if you come outside all this, most of them know that their background is from now. They will not tell you. They can make you say the answer later. They say they don't want to say it. Most of the mind is very. You can't know later that it's not.
First of all, not everybody sees themselves. When you know, Osu is like slave or something. I will never brand myself and tell you I'm a slave or I'm a second-class citizen. It's the way they see themselves. It is you that know that I'm not. It's like me coming to you and telling you that I'm a black person. I am a human being. I am a human being. Why do you have to classify me as Osu? I don't see myself as Osu. We wear the same clothes. We went to the same schools. I even have a better degree than you do. And you're telling me I have to qualify myself as Osu? I will never qualify myself as Osu. This is my state of origin. You must have asked her and she will tell you where she's from.